Tov Brandeis community. I'd like to welcome you to our weekly virtual Tefillah. This week we're doing Tefillah a little early in order to accommodate parent-teacher conferences which are going to happen on Thursday and Friday. Please join us in singing, sharing, and giving gratitude for all that we are blessed with.
Time for another mindfulness moment. Mind bubbles. Sit mindfully with your spine straight and your body relaxed. Imagine that you are holding a bubble wand. Breathe in deeply and then breathe out as if you are blowing a bubble through the wand. Breathe in again and notice your worry. Imagine what it looks like. Breathe out and blow your worry through your bubble wand. Imagine it forming a bubble. Imagine the bubble pops and disappears. Breathe in. Breathe out and blow away your worries. Keep blowing out worries until you feel ready to go on with your day.
Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Hello, good morning, Boker Tov. Welcome back to Tefillah. Today, have I got a story for you? I think it relates a lot to our lives, and it's a fun one. So once upon a time, there was a family, and the family's name was, Jude, I need the name of a family. Last name.
The Jacksons.
The Jacksons, perfect. So the Jacksons and their 8 children, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Jackson's parents, Grandma and Grandpa Jackson, all lived together in one very, very small house. And so they were wondering, how were they going to handle all living together in this small house? And so Miss Jackson had this great idea. Hey, we should go ask Rabbi. I need a rabbi name.
Leon.
Rabbi Leon. We have to ask Rabbi Leon. So they went to Rabbi Leon and they said, Rabbi Leon, yes, Jackson. Yes, Miss Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. What can I do for you, Miss Jackson? Well, I'll tell you what you can do. I realize you can't make my house any bigger. I mean, we can't really stretch it any more than we've stretched it. But is it possible? No, I guess you can't make my family any smaller. That would be awkward. So, maybe let me just bring my whole family in. Come on, guys. And so they brought all the Jacksons. They all show up. The Jackson 5, the Jackson 12, the Jackson 8, all of them show up. And they say, what do we do? We're feeling so crowded. Our family's so big. Is there another way? We're just twisting and turning our way through this house. So Rabbi Leon, he sits and he thinks and he taps his head and he goes, what am I going to do? I have an idea. After he strokes his beard for a little while, you must do this thing that I tell you, and when you do it, you must not ask why. Well, the Jacksons were used to asking a lot of questions, but they said, okay, I think we can handle this. Okay, fine. So, we promise, they say. Okay, Rabbi Leon, we promise, no questions. Well, do you have any relatives who live out of town? Rabbi Leon asked. Yes, we do, as a matter of fact. Well, you should invite them. Invite them to come and visit and to stay over in your house, maybe for dinner, maybe for the night, maybe a couple nights. How about a weekend? What do you think? But Rabbi Leon, how's that going to help? Remember your promise now. You're not supposed to ask any questions. No questions. So the Jacksons went back and they told everyone, okay, let's invite people we know. So they called their brothers and their uncles and their aunts and all the extended Jackson family, which is quite large. Lots of Jacksons. Jesse, Anyway, lots of Jacksons. And so they all came to visit, and soon it got more and more and more and more crowded. And so the Jacksons came back to Rabbi Leon and they said, Rabbi, I don't know what you're thinking, because it's way more crowded. We've got our brothers, we've got our sisters, we've got our uncles, we've got our aunts, and then, of course, our big family. I can't even get around. It's more crowded than ever before. Listen, Miss Jackson, do you have any dogs, cats, or chickens? Sure. We've got 2 huge dogs in the front yard, and we got a bunch of chickens, and this cat that won't leave us alone. You should bring them all inside, said Rabbi Leon. Inside. Okay. So they bring them all inside, and the house gets even more and more and more and more crowded with their uncles and their aunts and their dogs and their cats and their chickens. So comes back, the Jacksons that come right back to Rabbi Leon. They say, it's more crowded than before. We're still twisting and we're turning. We're shifting and we're shuffling. But now we've got dogs and chickens, and we're stepping on them, and it's like, every 5 seconds. I don't know what to do. What do we do? Well, Reb Cohen, he rubbed his head again, and he stroked his beard, and he said, oh, gosh. It's time to tell your guests to leave and to put out the dogs and the chickens. Well, this time, the Jacksons asked no questions. They said to their relatives, thanks for coming, you gotta go. They said to the dogs, thanks for coming, you gotta go. The chickens, whatever. And they all went inside. And so, a week later, the Jacksons came back to Rabbi Leon, and they said, Rabbi Leon, we're going to sing songs of praise for you, oh great Rabbi Leon. You're so smart, you're so wise, you're so clever. Now that everyone's gone, our house isn't crowded anymore. It feels so roomy and wonderful. And Rabbi Leon, he says, you're not stepping up and stepping over. You're not shifting and you're shuffling. You're not twisting and you're turning. Rabbi Leon, we're dancing. What are you talking about? We're dancing through our big roomy house. And they never, ever, ever felt crowded again. So hopefully some of you relate to this story. And I think something that I pull out of it is gratitude. So important to be grateful for what you have. Because sometimes, without realizing it, you realize how difficult it can be, but how important it is to have those things in your life. So gratitude for what you have, for those you love, for your animals, for your family. And we're going to say...
And you're squeezing me.
Bye.
Bye.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This is a song called Im Ein Ani Li, and this was written by Deborah Lynn Friedman. If we remember her, she's one of our favorites. Im Ein Not now. Myself is something special. It's the place I have to start. But Hillel said we must make room for others in our heart. Love yourself, but care and share. Don't lock the others out. Caring for yourself and others is what life's all about. Life is short, the time flies by, and just before you know, today becomes last week and then a long, long time ago. Hillel said, do what you must, act now, today don't wait. Decide what is important, do it now. It's not too late. He may not need me if I am not for myself. Who will be for me? Ukshayani me money. If I am only for myself, what am I? Im lo עכשיו
Hi, Brandeis. Next week, we'd like to include you in our Tefillah. And as we're getting ready to celebrate Passover, we'll be thinking about what the holiday means to each one of us. And one of the really important themes of the holiday of Passover is freedom. And in these days, when our freedom looks a little different, we're not allowed to leave our houses, we're not going about our regular days. So our question for you, or a prompt for you, is what does freedom look like to you? Why is it important to you? If you'd like to share your answer or your thoughts about that question with the rest of the Brandeis community, we invite you to make a video of yourself. It should be 20 seconds or shorter, and you can send it to Lisa Roberts, L. Roberts at brandeismarin.org, and you should send it by Monday, March 30th. We can put them together and share them with the rest of the community. So please take a few minutes to think about freedom and what it means to you, and put together a video that you'd like to share with the community. And we look forward to hearing what you have to say next week at Tefillah.